That's always kind of cool. And Greyhound mines can be, you know, super duper, but you know, I want to see how he's gonna capitalize on all this sort of stuff. Again, this is taking way too long. He's got enough units out there. He just lost so many, and now ChuckNorris, I think he's being a little bit too cautious here. He sneaks up, he takes the victory point, and then he tries to get away. Just be brazen about this sort of stuff. Part of the reason why you can get away, I like to call it the passive-aggressive war, where you're just constantly kind of fighting on, you know, like, oh, one pioneer down here capping this stuff, one pioneer up here. Part of the reason you can get away from it is because you tax your opponent's ability to pay attention to multiple fronts at once. So finally, it looks like this is all coming down. Riflemen are back in. We got the HMG team doing its thing here. Wounded riflemen with bars are here. So looking a lot better now. It looks like finally ASD has kind of regained, you know, so he had total control over the map and then really bumbled his, you know, really bumbled the assault on that HMG nest with the sniper. And now he's finally getting back together. And now he's back in a position of relatively having total control over the map. But once again, does need to cap this point. He owns that area. He should have that point. And now he's just kind of firing at the retreating pioneers. And this is exactly what you want. You know, pioneers went out there, capped as much as it could. You know, again, I question exactly which ones it picked, but and then retreated when it got in danger. Meanwhile, down here in the south, we have some Volksgrenadiers coming out. Looks like they've got a little accuracy upgrade and a good forward position here for this HMG team, but they are kind of weak. You'll notice this this range difference here between the two buildings. The German machine gun being able to fire at them while the Allies cannot return fire. However, these machine guns are really weak, and they're taking some serious damage from this Greyhound armored car. I like this kind of stuff. Always capitalize on your Greyhound. If anything, I think he's being, you know, I don't know why he has the anti-tank gun out. Definitely stick with, you know, I would have loved to have seen a couple of Greyhounds. Need some reinforcement here. Just got to remember to constantly be reinforcing. But again, ASD is looking pretty okay. He's got his stuff together more or less. And I think ChuckNorris just needs to work on some of the macro aspects of this game, because clearly he's got a good understanding of what units do what and what's a good idea and what's a good build order. He just needs to get the bigger picture about how to actually hold on to the map, which is sometimes the hard to imagine stuff. And like I said, it's really important to think about map control as your resources. You know, a lot of people kind of are jaded to the fact that they're just kind of magically getting resources, and it's actually, you know, the rates of those resources are directly determined by the, oh, look at this stormtrooper in here, gonna go ahead and just blow apart that fence that was getting in his way. That your manpower and all that are directly related to sorry, I was just kind of watching the action here. Directly related to the amount of things that you have capped. And look at that damage, man. These guys are completely exposed, no armor. And so here we go. He comes on in, and this is kind of a classic scenario where you see the Krieg barracks is about to finish something, and you think, oh, I bet it's an anti-tank gun. I'll drop a tank mine, and oh, no, it's done already. Oh, quick, get out of here, get out of here. And oh, everything gets blown up and damaged engine, and everybody dies. And you know, honestly, I've done that so many times. I mean, it's so tempting to want to come in and just drop a mine and suicide this base. And if there's a lot of units running around, you often will never get away with your Greyhound. You know, I think like more than 50% of the time when I try that, my Greyhound ends up having a damaged engine and 10% health, you know, getting out of there. So it's good, but you know, you're just trading a unit for a unit that you didn't need to trade before. That anti-tank gun wasn't going to end your game, you know. So I kind of question that. You'll see he's immediately rebuilding another one. He's just finishing sticky bombs right now. Greyhound coming out. Mortar team. There we go. Mortar teams. I like seeing mortar teams. Great way to reinforce a position. If you know your enemy's just kind of huddling around, just kind of waiting just outside of reach, grab some mortars. It's a great way to kind of break the siege. Anti-tank gun. I like this placement here. Looks like he's just kind of right around this to get... oh, his air supply drops. He's right around this well here, so he's probably getting a little bit of green cover, although he may be a little bit of red cover there too, depending. But a nice little placement here. Anything coming down this road, or any tanks are surely going to come flying down here, so that looks pretty good. Rest of the stormtrooping up there. Stormtrooping, sniper, engineer, that sort of thing. Need somebody to pick up this supply drop, though. Alright, now we have double Greyhounds out. We've got armored skirts on the front guy getting his 50 cal. Second guy, we have more than enough munitions for, so I hope he upgrades that one. Tons of munitions. So here's the part of the game that I was talking about. You have map control. You've won the game, more or less. Seal the deal, or at least hang on tight. You see a little bit of exchange going on here with the stormtrooping. HMG team doing its thing. All right, that's not bad. Oh, but he gets sniped out of there right away. Leaving these supplies all over the place. Kind of would like to see him pick that stuff up. All right, supply drop obtained. Supply. Oh, there we go. There we go. All good to go. There's a mortar kind of stuck under the truck there. So he's kind of hunting down the stormtrooping. All right, all right. Greyhound car flying on in. Taking a bit of damage to the back of the car there, though. And is that smoke again? Is he dropping smoke? It's hard to tell because I know he had mortars coming out there, too. Yeah, it looks like he's dropping smoke. Again, I think his smoke usage is a little bit questionable. I do like this. He's coming up. He's putting some serious pressure. He knows that he saw the Panzers, Shrek's moving away, but now he's taking a shot right into the front of the Greyhound truck here. Gonna have to do some damage to this anti-tank gun. Oh, the machine gun fire itself is enough to lose it, to kill that. Now you'll see that we've already lost 2 Greyhounds to these kind of frontal assaults, and I'm going to try and think back to the game here. I think it was maybe Inverse that I was watching. I don't know. There's a couple of good games where you'll see, and it's good to go through and watch the pro replays and look at this sort of stuff, where early game they just get 1 Greyhound. And they go out with the 1 Greyhound, and they just make it last all game long, and they never waste it. And so you'll see that twice now, just for exchange with a handful of kills, we've had these kind of suicide runs from these Greyhound armored cars. And here we have a 3rd Greyhound armored car, and this is going back to the other lesson that we always teach, which is don't try to win big. You know, I know that's really tempting to want to come in here and be like, oh, I'm going to plant a Greyhound mine, and I'm going to, oh, look at this, and we're all just going to fire like crazy. And like, yeah, he's killing stuff. But this is a StarCraft mentality. StarCraft says, yo, main gun destroyed and really wounded and taking some shots here from that machine gun nest. Oh, and he's out of control and blown up everywhere. So that's 3 Greyhounds already lost. So, again, trying to seal the deal a little too aggressively. That's not going to win you the game. Running in there and killing stuff, I mean, it's cool to keep the pressure on his side of the map, but really that's quite wasteful. You've got 3 caps. All you need to do is think about how to defend the 3 cap. And, you know, just think about what 1 Greyhound here, 1 Greyhound here, and 1 Greyhound here would look like. That would provide quite a lot of defense against any sort of incursions that came through. And that's all you need to do. There's no reason to sit here and fight to the death and waste all your units trying to cap these 2 stupid points. I mean, frankly, this one you could definitely get. But this is just kind of, you know, the wrong mentality of just, you know, Greyhounds are not banelings. You know, you don't want to just fly them in there and drop mines and blow themselves and everybody else up there. You can get a lot more bang for your buck if you preserve them a little bit longer. But against all odds, ASD is definitely winning this. He's got the right idea, so I think that's pretty much the theme here. We'll see what's going to happen here for the rest of the game, but I think we've now moved to the point where ASD, even though he's kind of being suicidal with his units, he does have enough of an economic advantage to afford to do that, and as a result, he's pretty much ran his opponent out of money at this point. So, here we go. This kind of stuff I like. This is being a little bit clever. He loads up a half-track, runs the half-track through this kind of gauntlet here, dumps out a bunch of stormtroopers and HMG team, and just kind of, you know, sits right down in this area and just tries to back it all up correctly. The smoke is kind of getting in the way. I don't know that it's doing any good at the moment. Gonna have to back away. Oh, I kind of wish he didn't do that. He was doing a pretty good job of capping that, but at least he decapped it. A simultaneous attack on the left would be awesome if he had enough. Let's take a look and see if ChuckNorris is actually spending his money correctly here. Yeah, he is kind of more or less, but he's got units here. He should be using them. He should be attacking on the left, that sort of stuff. This HMG team doing a pretty good job. These guys can all resupply from this half-track, so I'd like to see maybe some sticky bombs on the half-track. You know, there's some missed opportunities there. And the Greyhound's coming in here and just laying the pressure down. So he might not be reinforcing his units. No, it looks like he is. Definitely reinforcing units. That's good. There we go. There's the sticky bomb on the half-track. That'll definitely disable it a little bit there. Totally immobilized. And the Greyhound's now coming in for the kill. So, you know, I don't want to discourage this kind of play. Honestly, I'm happy to see ChuckNorris try something daring like that. I think it was maybe a little bit overly complex and micro-intensive for the than the situation called for. But you know, it produced some results. It got a good fight going on. And meanwhile, he is trying to backcap stuff here. But like I said, I would have much rather have seen just spend some money, get some other, get some more bargain, or sorry, I always want to say bargain Volksgrenadiers. Get some more Volksgrenadiers and an engineer team, upgrade them with flamethrowers, and take that whole blob and attack left. You know somebody's messing with your fuel point, attack them, and then just stab outward and cap stuff. One of the more important things you can do to buy yourself time is just cap lots of things. Even if you know you can't hold on to them for the long run, just cap them so that your opponent has to uncap them. Every time you cap something that your opponent has to uncap, you are basically wasting one of his units for a little while. So unfortunately, this is a nice sneak attack, but it's not going to win the game. This is just going to kind of piss off your opponent because they're going to come running on down here and see what's going on, and that's exactly what's up. Greyhound, however, being a little bit cautious because he doesn't want to get panzer-shreked. However, the stormtroopers are running away. And now we have this kind of ill-fated frontal attack here. And honestly, I think a higher level player at this point would have just said good game. But whatever, man. You play until you stop having fun. I'm fine with that. Total suicide attack here. Horrible positioning. Although, could it be? Oh my God! Look at the grenade. Look at that one grenade. Oh, that just made it all worthwhile. 10 kills on these guys. I don't know how many was from the one grenade, but there was just a pile of stuff there. Bodies everywhere. There was ordnance lying around. I'm sure the grenade hit all sorts of things. And okay. I'll take it back. That was a pretty pimp grenade. I can't say that, I think maybe 99 times out of 100 that's not going to happen, but, all right, I'll give him some credit for that. That was pretty cool. And it looks like these riflemen, however, are just going to reinforce, pick up Panzer-Shreks, and be good to go here. So the points are counting down. There's pretty much nothing left to do. Stormtrooping being nice and sneaky with Cloak, but honestly, he needs a big, giant army right now, which he doesn't have for economic reasons. So I hope you learned something about this. I hope maybe next time when you guys play these kind of games and you find yourself in this situation, there's a couple of things to learn. One, think about the economy. You want to go out and cap as much land as you can, and don't be complacent about, not having enough land. Don't just sit there and be like, oh, well, I'll get that later. Constantly be getting land, constantly go out there and do that sort of thing. And number two is just be aware of this idea of tactics versus strategies. Putting a machine gun in this building here is a tactic. It's something you do when the situation calls for it. It's not a strategy. You shouldn't just always rush to put a machine gun in this building because, as you see, it can be completely ineffective sometimes. And the third thing is when you find yourself in a delicate little situation where you've got, it's like a puzzle, kind of like a single-player campaign. You've got machine gun and engineers and sniper. How do you take it out with a small amount of units? Think those puzzles through and piece it apart. Politico del artichoco, I forget what the Italian is. It means, pick apart your enemies piece by piece. Artichoke is in there somehow. Whatever, man. Where did I get that? Food Network. It's a great TV channel. Anyhow, so, think through these problems, pick them apart piece by piece. You saw in this situation here, you definitely could have attacked the church, decapped it, and then dealt with the machine gun on multiple fronts, and then, the sniper wouldn't have been a problem. Frontal assault, though, bad idea. So, anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this Newbie Tuesday. If you do have any Newbie Tuesday reps, I tend to get a lot of submissions, so I'll try to look through them, but definitely label them Newbie Tuesday. Maybe give a quick summary of the game, and I will definitely consider them for next week, or maybe even midweek. Who knows? These are kind of popular, so maybe more of that to come. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed it. If you like my casts, feel free to subscribe. Once again, I'm HarlequinCoHO. Good night, good game, good luck, have fun.